Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Jurors could not agree on a verdict of a man accused of killing his roommate last summer. The case is now deemed a mistrial. Prosecutors claim that Christopher Hampton shot Randall Donor because he suspected Donor was poisoning him. Hampton says it was self-defense and that Donor had cornered him with a gun. A jury got the case on Tuesday and told the judge yesterday they could not come to a verdict. They deliberated for several hours today, still could not agree on the murder charge or lesser charges of manslaughter or negligent homicide. The state's attorney says they will take the next couple of weeks to reset the trial and find a new jury.
I have kids lie all the time in my classroom about things they have or haven't done, and I can look at them in the eye and I can go, really? And then they kind of rethink and re-answer.
Online schooling for high school students can be an effective way to combat bullying or a way for students with severe medical issues to get a grade. We were left with many questions when we learned that physical education was offered as part of online schooling in North Dakota and Minnesota. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric talks with traditional and online educators to gauge just how well it actually works.
Minos is really great, and it gives me the flexibility I need to do things outside of school.
What about the things students should be doing in school, such as participating in physical education?
Any online class, as long as you are doing what they're asking of you, potentially you can get up and get moving.
Maybe they'll try to skim on it at first, but it'll be a learning lesson. Like eventually they'll realize I'm only cheating myself here.
I wouldn't encourage it as an educator myself.
Crystal Parker teaches music in California. As someone competing against online schools, she's not convinced.
At least 50% of our population is overweight, and we want to give them an easier way to not do it.
The parents will have to sign verification forms every 4 weeks to make sure that their child is actually doing the required amount of work.
Casey Bitts went to school to be a Phi Ed teacher, and he's an instructor through the North Dakota Center for Distance Education. In his experience, the kids who are most often taking the class are those who are high achieving and get the work done. But it raises some concerns from fitness experts.
I mean, if you don't really know what you're doing in the beginning, you're more likely to be hurt.
Jamie Smith is a certified trainer at Courts Plus in Fargo. She says online physical education can be a good option for some, but she cautions that without someone who knows what they're doing watching over the students, there can be problems. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Now, if you'd like more information about the online schools, go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. To our weather now, we've had a beautiful day out here in the valley, full of sunshine, and it's just beautiful out there for much of us, but enjoy it while it lasts. Looks like storms are rolling in. Let's go to Hutch to get the very latest. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Stephanie. Keep this in mind as you're out and about for your evening activities. Any thunderstorms that do form and move into the valley could very quickly become severe tonight. You can just feel it in the air. Very hot, very humid. We have a thunderstorm watch until 1 o'clock in the morning. Conditions are favorable for thunderstorms that could create wind gusts over 70 miles per hour, 3-inch or greater diameter hail. A volatile atmosphere across the valley. I think it stays pretty quiet for the early evening hours. Most of the activity firing in the central Dakotas right now. An active tornado warning south of Minot and Ward County. That cluster of thunderstorm activity will be heading along Highway 2 toward the Devil's Lake Basin. Down to the south of Bismarck, you see thunderstorm rapidly developing down there along the South Dakota border. These could move through the southern valley. So everyone has a chance at seeing storms. It looks very late to me though, Stephanie. We'll be well in the 80s for most of the evening with the best chance of storms between 9 and 1 a.m. here in the valley. More on this hour-by-hour forecast in a few minutes.
Well, at least you can enjoy the sunshine now, though.
You can enjoy the sunshine. Just use a little sunscreen.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Hutch. The Cass County Sheriff's Office has released its annual report for 2014, and it shows a large increase in several areas, including arrests and DUIs. More than double the amount of people were booked into the Cass County Jail and Juvenile Detention Center in 2014 than the year before. Calls for service, traffic citations, and crashes were all up for the year. Arrests increased by more than 200 and DUIs by 70. If you want to see the full report, just go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. A Minnesota state trooper has been sentenced after pleading guilty to speeding while on duty. Sergeant Jesse Grabo of Detroit Lakes District was fined $535 for going 94 in 55-mile-an-hour zone on Highway 210 in Fergus Falls in April. Investigators say Grabo was on duty and driving a patrol car at the time. A local grocery store is trying to make it easier for families to shop with children who have special needs. Hornbachers now has a special cart at each of its stores. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop has the story of one family that it's helping.
When you enter the grocery store, you typically grab the cart and go. But for those with special needs children, everyday tasks can be a challenge.
I didn't realize that just a simple thing like grocery shopping can be difficult if you have a person in your family who can't really get around the grocery store.
Christine's 7-year-old daughter, Sam, has autism and mobility issues. Christine likes to bring her daughter shopping to help her socialize.
Still kind of little, but it's getting harder and harder to put her up in a cart, to lift her in.
About a year ago, Christine stumbled upon Carolyn's Carts online. It's a special needs shopping cart. She decided to ask Hornbachers about it.
Well, I was a little nervous to ask, but I figured it couldn't hurt, and I thought it would help us as a family and a lot of other families in the community, so I said, why not?
A special needs child or adult can comfortably sit in the cart and still be included in the shopping experience. Hornbacher says they now have one in every store.
Oh, I think it's very important. I think anything that you can get, because those people are, they want to live normal lives too and do all those things. So anything that you can do to accommodate them, I think, is a plus.
Christine said she almost cried one day when she came into Hornbacher's and staff showed her the new cart.
I think it's important to us as family members that our kids and adult, individuals with disabilities are included. And for the community to embrace that, it just makes my heart happy.
In Moorhead, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
Henry says that she hopes one day every store across the nation has a Carolyn's Cart in it. It appears there may still be a ray of hope for supporters of North Dakota as a potential UND nickname, and that hope lies with the university's president. This week, the nickname committee dropped North Dakota from the list, creating a firestorm of controversy. Two groups are even planning to protest the decision at rallies. Nickname committee member Carl Goring supported the name North Dakota and says he wouldn't mind if UND President Robert Kelly put it back on the list and let the public decide the issue.
It was communicated to me very strongly that a lot of them would like to see that as an option going forward, and I felt it was important to represent that opinion.
Now, President Kelly now has the power to add North Dakota back to that nickname list. We're told he's unavailable today, but is expected to comment on this issue tomorrow. Coming up tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10, it's supposed to be the best way to hang up those things on your wall. Grip Ease is, as seen on TV, claiming it can hold a 10-pound bowling ball. Tonight, we're putting it to the test. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson brings the product to a bowling alley to find out if Grip Ease really holds up. Well, you may have already heard them all jetting around town. The Blue Angels are back. The U.S. Navy is putting on a show with first very, very fast-paced maneuvers and formations. We had a chance to talk with a pilot today who says their goal is to inspire young people to set goals.
It's great to be able to bring the Navy to a location like Fargo, because here in Fargo, you're not going to see aircraft carriers, you're not going to see a lot of jets flying around, you're not going to see a lot of military. So that's kind of what we like to do, is bring the military to you.
You can catch the air show Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4 p.m. at the airport. Our very own Christy Larson also got to fly in one of the stunt planes performing at the air show. Look at her go. Watch the Valley Today tomorrow morning from 5 to 7 a.m. to hear about her experience. How fun. And Valley News Live is hitting the road, and we'd love to meet you. Join us as we ride the rails of the Red River Valley and Western Railroad. It's July 27th and 28th. Our team's doing newscasts live from the train. We'll be stopping in 8 towns over the 2-day trip. On Monday, we start in Breckenridge, going up to Kindred, over to Castleton, and then to Lisbon. And then on Tuesday, we'll be live from the towns of Lemoore, Verona, Oaks, and Gwinner. Although we've been asked, no rides are going to be available to the public, unfortunately, but please come out and meet our team. Watch for Valley News Live Riding the Rails Monday and Tuesday, July 27th and 28th.